There are moments in your journey when the waiting feels endless. The doors remain closed. The prayers echo back in silence. The breakthrough you've longed for seems suspended in the unseen. And your heart begins to wonder, why the delay? But beloved, listen closely. This delay is not denial. This pause is not punishment. This waiting, it has a divine purpose. You see only what is in front of you, but I see all things. The end from the beginning. The inner workings of your heart. The alignment of time, of people, of place. And sometimes, what you're asking for, though good, would be harmful if given too soon. So I withhold, not to hurt you, but to hold you. I delay, not because I've forgotten, but because I am preparing. There is a timing more perfect than your own. There is a plan more beautiful than the one you imagined. And though it feels still, heaven is never idle. I am orchestrating miracles in the silence. I am shifting things in the unseen. I am doing a deep work, first in you, then around you. You pray for provision, but I am cultivating patience. You pray for answers, but I am writing a deeper trust. You want clarity, but I am crafting a stronger character. This delay, it is divine. Because I am not just preparing the promise for you, I am preparing you for the promise. If I gave it to you now, you might not recognize it. You might mishandle it. You might even miss the weight of its beauty. So I slow the process, not to frustrate, but to fulfill. To fulfill not just your request, but your transformation. And in this sacred delay, I am drawing you near. I am quieting your striving. I am teaching your soul to be still and know that I am God. This is not wasted time. This is holy time. And one day, you will thank me for not answering when you asked, because what I had in mind was far greater than what you could see. So hold on, wait well, for even this delay has a divine purpose. There's something sacred in your surrender, something powerful in your pause. In this waiting, I see your faith, not the loud kind that shouts with certainty, but the quiet kind that chooses to stay even when the way isn't clear. That kind of faith moves heaven. Because while you wait, you are being shaped. You are learning to trust what you cannot trace. You are learning to cling to my promises when your plans fall through. You are learning to worship without a timeline, to love me without condition, to walk with me without having to understand every step. This is deeper than answers. This is intimacy. You wanted progress, but I wanted proximity. You sought breakthrough, but I sought your heart. And here, in the stillness, I have your full attention. No distractions, no striving, no noise to drown me out. Just you and me. Let me use this delay to soften what's grown hard, to clear what's become cluttered, to restore what was lost in the rush of moving too fast. You don't need to perform for my favor. You don't need to prove your worth. You are already loved, fully, completely, eternally. So breathe, let go of the clock, release the pressure, step out of the comparison. Your journey is not behind. Your story is not delayed. It is unfolding right on time. My time, and my timing is always perfect, even when it feels painfully slow. So stay with me here, and trust, this delay is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of something eternal. Do you remember the stories you love in Scripture? They are not tales of speed. They are stories of waiting, of wondering if God would ever come through. Abraham waited decades for a promised son. Joseph sat in prison for years before the dream was fulfilled. Moses wandered a wilderness for 40 years. Not because he was forgotten, but because his faith was being forged. Even Jesus, he waited in the quiet of Nazareth for 30 years before a single miracle was seen. Why? Because delay does not diminish destiny. Because preparation is part of the promise. You are not the exception. You are in good company. The waiting does not disqualify you. It qualifies you. It is the space where my hand is most near, though it may feel far. It is the place where I whisper truths too deep for hurried souls to hear. You want to move forward. I know, but what I am doing in you is far too important to rush. I am deepening your foundation, so that when the rain comes and the winds rise, your life will not crumble. I am refining your motives, purifying your desires, aligning your spirit with my spirit. Because I don't want to just bless you, I want you to be able to carry the blessing well. And that takes time. Beautiful things take time. Don't confuse delay with absence. I am not absent. I am in every silent second, every unseen shift, every unnoticed unfolding. Heaven is not late. Heaven is aligning. And while you wait, worship, not as a performance, but as a posture, a heart open, surrendered, ready, because the promise still stands. The purpose remains. And the delay is divine. Let me tell you what you may not see in this season. While you wait, I am protecting you from things you do not know. Delays often look like disappointments, but in my hands, they are divine detours around destruction. That opportunity that fell through, I saw what you couldn't. That relationship that ended, I knew what it would cost your soul. That door that refused to open, it was never meant for the one I'm building you into. Sometimes, my love says, not yet, not because I'm withholding good, but because I'm preparing better. You ask me for quick answers, but I long to give you lasting fruit. You pray for fast relief, but I am forming in you unshakable peace. And peace is not found in immediate outcomes, it's found in me. So I invite you now, let the delay refine your vision. Let it strip away the idols you didn't know you were carrying, the timelines, the comparisons, the silent expectations that said, if God loved me, He'd move faster. I do love you, so I'm moving slower, because I am after your heart, not your hurry, and I want to give you more than you're asking for. You pray for a change in circumstance, I offer transformation of character. You seek an open door, I offer an unshakable faith. You long for something new, I offer something eternal. And all of it begins here, in the stillness. This is the soil where deep roots grow. This is the space where true joy is formed. Not joy that comes when everything changes, but joy that remains when nothing does. This kind of joy cannot be shaken. This kind of joy is what I'm planting in you now. So if it feels like nothing is happening, trust me. Everything is happening, because I am working, even in the delay. Let me pause you here, in the middle of this journey, and speak something simple and true. I know it's hard to wait. I see the ache behind your smile, the questions behind your silence, the fatigue of hoping, the quiet fear that maybe nothing will change. But I want you to hear this. I am not just God when things are moving. I am still God when things are still. My presence has never been tied to your progress. My love does not depend on your pace. I am with you here, right in the delay, right in the middle, right in the moments that feel forgotten. And I have not forgotten you. So if this message has stirred something in your spirit, if you felt my whisper in the quiet, I invite you to help spread this peace. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, so that others waiting in silence may know they are not alone. Let this message be a ripple of hope, because the delay you're walking through may just become the doorway to someone else's healing. Now come back to me. Let the pressure melt away. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. My timing is rarely your timing, but it is always perfect. And every moment of waiting is woven with purpose, even when you cannot see it. Sometimes the greatest miracles grow slowly, like a seed in the soil, unseen, like a heart being reshaped by stillness, like faith being strengthened through surrender. And soon, what I've been cultivating in secret will rise. Not rushed, but ready. So take heart, the delay is not forever. But its purpose will echo into eternity. Do not underestimate what I am building in this delay. While you feel stalled, I am strengthening your spiritual muscles. I am teaching you to walk by faith and not by sight. To trust the silence and not be shaken by the absence of visible signs. Because faith that thrives in silence is a faith that will stand in the storm. You may think the delay is about something outside of you, an opportunity, a provision, a breakthrough, but more often, the delay is my invitation to go deeper within, to find me not just in blessings, but in barrenness, not just in abundance, but in lack. Because if you can find me here, you'll carry me everywhere. If you can hear my voice in the pause, you'll never confuse noise for direction again. This is your sacred training ground. I am stripping away your dependence on outcomes. I am freeing you from the fear of missing out. I am anchoring you in me, not in answers, not in solutions, but in my steady presence. I don't want to give you a moment of joy. I want to make you a vessel of peace. That takes time, so don't despise the delay. Let it humble you, let it heal you, let it clear away the false narratives you've believed, that faster is better, that success equals movement, that delay means failure. None of that is true in my kingdom. In my kingdom, delay is design. It is divine architecture forming your soul for glory. I see the whole picture. I know what must come first. I know when you'll be ready. And I will not rush what I love. I love you too much to let you walk ahead of grace. So walk with me, even slowly, especially slowly. This is not wasted time. It's sacred preparation for all that's to come. Let me whisper something deeper still. Delay reveals what hurry hides. When everything is moving fast, you miss the gentle shifts I'm making in your soul. You overlook the subtle realignments. You silence the whisper because you're chasing the wind. But here, in this waiting, you are finally still enough to hear me. I'm revealing wounds that need healing, lies that need breaking, attachments that need releasing, not because I'm punishing you, but because I love you too much to let those things go unchecked. Delay creates space for me to become your source again. Not your goals, not your timelines, not your expectations. Me, and once I am your source, nothing can shake you, not loss, not silence, not delay, because you know who holds the seasons. And you've come to trust that my hands are not slow, they are steady. So when you wonder why others seem to be moving while you are still waiting, don't let comparison steal your peace. I am not writing their story in you. I am writing something rare, something rooted, something eternal, and the deeper the root, the greater the fruit. So don't curse the time it takes to grow strong. Don't rush the process I am using to anchor your soul. The deeper I go in you now, the higher you'll rise when it's time. This delay is not a pause on your purpose. It is part of the purpose. It is me, forming Christ in you. And when the time is right, not according to the clock, but according to my spirit, you will rise. Not as one who barely survived, but as one who was refined by the fire of waiting. Trust me, beloved, I never waste a season. Let me speak to that weary part of you that wonders if you missed it. You haven't. What I've started in you, I will finish, and no delay can cancel what I've ordained. No silence can erase my voice. No pause can prevent my promises from unfolding in their appointed time. I am not in a hurry, but I am never late. Every day of this delay is a page in your testimony. One day, you'll look back and see it differently. You'll see how I protected you, how I pruned you, how I planted strength where there once was striving. You'll see how what you thought was a detour was the most direct path to my heart. Beloved, don't measure my love by your timeline. Measure it by my presence. And I am here. I was here when you first prayed. I was here when nothing changed. I am here now, and I will be here still, when the delay ends. When the doors open, when the promise becomes sight. But until then, let this be enough. I am with you. Even in the dark, even in the silence, even in the ache. You're not just waiting for something, you're waiting with someone. And I never leave my own. So let your soul breathe. Let my peace settle deeper than your questions. Let my whisper drown out the noise of hurry. And when the world tells you to move faster, grow bigger, prove your worth, listen instead for the still small voice that says, wait, I'm not finished here. Because I'm not. I'm still shaping, still writing, still weaving this delay into something glorious. And when the day comes, when it all unfolds, you'll know, it was worth every sacred second. There is a kind of strength born only in the silence of delays. Not the kind the world celebrates, loud, quick, flashy, but the kind heaven sees, steadfast, quiet, enduring, the kind of strength that clings to me not because of outcomes, but because of love. That's what I'm growing in you. And while the world may call it stillness, I call it sacred work. I see the way you keep showing up, in prayer, in faith, in whispered trust. I see how you choose belief over bitterness, how you surrender again and again what you cannot control. And that is holy, that moves my heart, because I never asked you to produce the outcome, I asked you to abide, to stay close, to keep listening, to trust the gardener when nothing has bloomed. This delay isn't a test you're failing, it's a story I'm still writing. And what you cannot see is just how near I am in this chapter. Even now, I am weaving threads you don't understand, preparing people you haven't met, lining up timing you didn't plan, making room for blessings that far exceed your request. What I'm doing is bigger than your prayer, it's eternal. So don't trade my process for your pressure. Don't abandon the slow path for shortcuts that leave your soul dry. You don't need to understand everything. I've never required that. You only need to trust. To believe that I am good. Still, even now. Because I am. And this delay, it isn't wasted time. It's a holy pause, heavy with purpose. Let me remind you, you are not falling behind. You are exactly where you need to be, for where I am taking you requires this version of you. Not the hurried one, not the anxious one, the surrendered one. This delay is a gift, even if it doesn't feel like one. Because in the waiting, your roots are growing deep. And when the winds of life come, you will not be shaken. Not because things were easy, but because your trust was forged in stillness. Others may run ahead. Let them. Your pace is grace. This is not about speed, it's about presence. And my presence is not found in racing toward tomorrow. It is found in being fully here, fully present, fully surrendered. So let the delay do its work. Let it clear out your fear. Let it silence the noise. Let it simplify your desires until only one thing matters: me. I will not let you miss what I have for you. I will not let delay destroy you. I will use it to deliver you from expectations, from burdens, from everything that once held you captive. This is the pruning, but resurrection is coming. Trust the slow undoing. Trust the invisible hand. Trust the promise even in the pause. You may not feel it now, but every moment of waiting is preparing you for something weighty, something holy, something more. So when you feel discouraged, come back to this truth. The delay is divine, and I am still here. Let me speak to the longing you carry so quietly. I know you've been faithful. I know you've kept walking even when the road felt dry. I know there are nights when your tears speak louder than your words, and still you return to me. That faith does not go unseen. That trust is not wasted. I count every tear. I hear every whisper. I treasure every act of faith born in the fire of waiting. You see, delays are not blank spaces, they are sacred stages. Stages where I am setting things in place. Behind the curtain, where I am healing things you didn't even know were wounded. Where I am working not just for your breakthrough, but for your becoming. Because what good is the promise if your heart isn't ready to carry it? What good is the blessing if it buries you? I want you whole, not just hopeful. I want you steady, not just seen. So I slow the process, not to harm you, but to help you walk into the future whole. Not limping, bold, not broken, full, not fragmented. I'm not just answering your prayer, I'm transforming your life. And it starts here, in the unseen, in the silence, in the pause that feels like pain. You may want this season to end quickly. I understand, but if you could see what I see, you'd thank me for the delay. Because the person emerging from this process is stronger, deeper, freer than the one who entered it. Let me finish what I started. Don't rush resurrection. Glory is growing in the ground of this delay. Trust me with the timing. Let me draw you close and tell you this. I delight in your stillness more than your striving. The world may applaud your pace, your output, your accomplishments, but I look deeper. I see your heart. I see the way you lean into me when nothing makes sense. I see how you wait, not just with patience, but with hope. And that hope, though fragile, is holy. It anchors you in the unseen. It reminds your soul that I am still writing, still moving, still weaving purpose through every delay. Do not be discouraged by what you don't see yet. For the things I'm building in secret are often the most sacred. You've prayed for open doors, but I am opening eyes. You've asked for favor, but I am forming faith. You've longed for the finish line, but I am teaching you how to walk with me in the in-between. Because this is where eternal things are formed, not on the mountaintops, but in the valleys, not in the spotlight, but in the shadows. And beloved, there is beauty in the shadows. I walk with you here. I whisper here. I restore here. So don't fight the stillness. Don't resent the pause. Receive it as a gift. Let it reset your rhythms. Let it realign your soul. Let it prepare you for what's ahead, not just externally, but internally. For what I have for you is not small. And I need your heart to be ready. I need your soul to be quiet enough to hear me when I say, now is the time. But until that day, trust this one thing. The delay has a divine purpose, and I am in it with you. Let me reassure you once more, because I know how tired your heart has become. You've been walking through this season with questions I haven't answered, with dreams that seem delayed, with prayers that still linger in the air. And yet, you're still here, still believing, still trusting, still holding on. That matters more than you know. Because faith in the delay is some of the purest faith there is. It's not propped up by evidence. It's not carried by constant reassurance. It's the kind that says, even when I can't see him, I will follow. And you have followed. Imperfectly, yes, but faithfully. So let me wash away the guilt of your doubts. Let me lift the shame of your weariness. You are not failing me by feeling weak. You are honoring me by staying close. This delay is not your fault. It is your formation. And I am still the one who works all things together for good, for the ones who love me, for the ones who are called according to my purpose. You are still called, still chosen, still held, even now. So breathe, beloved. The delay is not a sign that I've changed my mind. It's a sign that I'm preparing you for something that cannot be rushed. Something holy, something that carries weight. Let me finish the work. Let me perfect what I began in you. And when it's time, you will see, not just the fulfillment of the promise, but the miracle of who you became in the waiting. There will come a day when you will look back at this very moment, the tension, the confusion, the silence, and you will say, "He was there." You will see my fingerprints on the pages you thought were blank. You will feel the purpose in what once felt pointless. You will understand that the delay was not a denial, it was divine orchestration. Because I don't just answer prayers. I author stories, and I am writing yours with eternal ink, not temporary haste. So don't rush the chapter. Let the story unfold. I am teaching you to rest in me, not in outcomes. I am teaching you to anchor your soul in my voice, not in validation. I am teaching you to see waiting not as wasted time, but as holy time. Time where your identity is refined. Time where your heart is softened. Time where your worship becomes real. Because when you worship in the waiting, when you lift praise even when the promise is still distant, heaven takes notice. And I draw near. I'm not far off, watching from a distance. I am in this with you. In the unanswered questions. In the moments that stretch your soul. In the stillness that shapes your strength. This is not the end of your story. It's a turning point. A holy pause where I am preparing you for the next move. And when it comes, it will come swiftly, suddenly, powerfully, but not until you are ready to carry the weight of it. And you will be, because I am not just preparing the blessing for you, I am preparing you for the blessing. Wait well, beloved. It's coming. Let these final words settle deep in your spirit. You've been walking through this season with questions and weariness, with patience and perseverance. You've waited when it felt like nothing was changing. You've trusted when you didn't feel anything. That is the soil of miracles. And I want you to know this. I see you. Every step, every sigh, every silent surrender. I see it all. And I will honor it. Because my word never returns void. And my promises are never made in vain. You may not know when or how, but breakthrough will come. It won't come because you forced it. It won't come because you performed well. It will come because I am faithful. I have always been faithful. The same God who parted seas, who moved mountains, who made a way in the wilderness, I have not changed. And I am moving in your story now. So stay close. Keep your oil ready. Keep your heart soft. Keep showing up, not for the outcome, but for the intimacy. Because this delay is making space for deeper communion. And the more you know me here, the more you'll trust me when the breakthrough comes. You won't just celebrate the result, you'll cherish the relationship. That is my ultimate purpose. Not just to give you what you asked for, but to give you more of me. So let this be your anthem in the waiting. I am seen, I am loved, I am held, and this delay has a divine purpose. Even here, especially here, I am not alone. God is with me, still, and now. As the final threads of this message are woven, let me remind you one last time. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are being positioned. Every delay has been purposeful. Every pause has been precise. Not a moment has slipped from my hands. Not a second has been wasted. The slow places you've resented will one day become the sacred places you thank me for. Because I am building something in you that cannot be rushed. And when the fullness of time comes, when every piece is in place, you will step into the promise not as a weary beggar, but as a child confident in their father's timing. So rest. The delay is not the end. It is the turning of the page. And on the next one, you'll see how all of this was grace. I am with you still. And I will be, until the very end. Before we close, hear this. You are not waiting for life to begin. You are living it, right here, right now, in the presence of the God who sees you, knows you, and loves you more than you can comprehend. So don't wait for the breakthrough to begin rejoicing. Rejoice now. Don't wait for the answer to begin praising. Praise now. Don't wait for the door to open to trust me. Trust me now. Because every second spent in surrender, Every moment wrapped in faith is a seed planted in eternity. And those seeds will bear fruit. Not always in the ways you expect, but always in the ways that matter. Your delay has purpose. Your waiting has weight. And your story, still unfolding, is held in my hands. So walk slowly, walk closely, and know, this delay is divine, and I am not done.